Hello guys and welcome to another video, and this one is once again Daily Race C at Trial Mountain. I would say this might be one of the best weeks and the best combinations that we had in a while, so I do not recall if we had something like this in a very long time. Maybe it was the Nordschleife, but that was manufacturer series. I'm not gonna count that in. Dailies haven't been this fun since ever. So most of the field is pretty much doing the same lap times, and just I would say the first 10, so the top 10 is spread out for maybe like half a second, not more than that. Half a second from P1 to P10, and this just proves how strong this field actually is. Ancient Pleb, I think he said P20, or it's kind of in the top 20 in the world. My time got down to P38 at the time that I was making this video, and it was incredibly difficult just to do something in here. I mean, even to break away from someone is extremely difficult now. And just as I was following Ancient Pleb, I mean, there wasn't really much that I could have done. I mean, Lev was behind in this GTC trend, which was acting really good. I don't know, I mean, no one really uses this car, and now all of a sudden this car seems to be one of the best cars for this combination. I mean, Supra, as you can see, this is pretty much a Supra fest because of the tire wear, especially cornering speeds. It's really good, and you need to have a car that is really good in the corners, especially slower ones. And this Citroen seems to be one of, I would say, one of the most competitive cars outside the Supra. So 650S McLaren was also a very decent car, but now in this race it was finally time to do something, and Ancient Pleb just hits the wall right here, and I'm just gonna say it, I mean, I really wanted to win this one. This was definitely, I was racing for the whole afternoon and just wanted the win in this race. I mean, it was always very close, it was always in the top 3, but never really a win, never really a top step of the podium. So Lev actually helped me in here, so he kind of pushed me, and once again he kind of made this very nice move on the outside of turn 1, and just outside of us it was kind of a little bit of fighting going on, which I could say now that helped me kind of to break away. So it was in between Damien, Ancient Pleb, and Bill, and we kind of, let's say, we pulled away, not too much, it was maybe half a second, maybe even a second, but it's, just as I said before, it's very difficult to break away and just take your lead, take your time to do something, and, you know, remain in the lead. And now you can see Lev behind. I didn't really want to defend it much, I really didn't want to lose that much time, and he thought the same, he didn't want to attack. This was very interesting, because now he knows that if we, when I'm talking about we, it's just the two of us, and if we can break away from the rest of the pack, we got something going on here. So if the other guys start fighting, they might lose a lot of time. So in one lap, if you're fighting, you can lose up to 1 or maybe even 2 seconds. And at this point, Lev hit the wall, not too much, I would say. It was just a little tap on the fence, but it was just about enough to get myself a nice little cushion. I mean, I could have enjoyed it, but now Bill, well, look at this time, 57.7. It was just an incredible lap time. I got myself a fastest lap of the race, but quickly got denied from Bill, and I knew at this point that something will happen eventually. So now, a couple of laps later, Bill is right behind and he is closing that gap. But Damien had other plans, and he decided once again to go for that move and get himself into that P2, which was, you know, which was very interesting at the point, because I thought, okay, maybe if they start fighting I could pull away, but you know, at this point with these drivers you just have no idea what they're gonna do, or if you're gonna be able to pull away. You need at least like one good lap to pull away, and eventually everyone is gonna get super closed up that it's impossible to break the slipstream. Honestly, I don't even remember one race where I broke the slipstream and just took my own time to do something. And now, okay, this is the fight that I was talking about. Bill going for that move on Damien, and once again retaking his second place. And just as I was talking about the slipstream, you can see how effective this slipstream is. So we got Bill in P2. I'm just trying to do my best, save the tires at the same time, because once again, if you destroy your tires early in the race, you might be suffering very bad later on. So from, let's say, lap 7, lap 8, it's very hard to keep the car under control, and you really need to keep the tires alive. So that was one of the goals. I tried to go defensive in here, and now I know if you go defensive, you're gonna compromise your line through this section, and eventually you're gonna be in a very, very vulnerable spot, which is not a good idea, and I knew that he was gonna go for it. So didn't really cover down the inside. Maybe I should have done it here, but didn't really thought about it that much. And now Damien takes the second place. So I lost 2 places in 1 corner. But I'm kind of trying to fight back. I mean, this is not over yet. And I got the inside, but actually the outside line is pretty effective here. And he is able to take his P2 and just follow Bill onto the straight. And I had a kind of a good line now. Why? I don't know, it was going a little bit wider, but it's very difficult to figure out what is the best line through that corner. And now onto the straight, which is one of the best overtaking spots, if not the only clean overtaking spot that you can try for. And it was me in P3. I gave Damien a little tap on the back. Maybe he can go for a move. Maybe I can close up to Bill, and we are just fighting for the lead now. There is nothing. There is nothing stopping us from fighting right now, because the gap to, let's say, P4 was marginal. So let's say 4 of us were fighting for the win in this one, but the gap to P5 was pretty substantial, and there was really nothing much that P5 could have done, except if we maybe caused a crash or something, but it wasn't really a big deal. So now it's all about 4 of us here, and I just gave Bill a little tap. He kind of tapped Damien on the way there, and it was very interesting. So because you need to carry that speed, but also you need to think about a couple of moves in front. It's like chess. One move is going to decide the next 10 of your moves. So you really need to be careful in what you do. And sometimes you cannot really, let's say, get kind of in the best possible position. But somehow Lev got me that little tap, and now I'm on the inside going free wide, and it's just a move well done. We can have a look at from this side, and it was just an absolutely incredible move that I done. Maybe if they didn't pull away like that, maybe this would have been a crash, but everyone is like very, very careful. But now once again compromising my line. Damien is trying to go for that move, but I'm really going defensive now. So this is something that you need to be taken into account. Going defensive in 1 turn will make you very, very vulnerable into the next one. Once again, he's going for that place, he's going for that move. I'm on the outside. Outside has a pretty good line. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, you can carry some pretty decent speed out of that one. But now, once again, onto the straight, I move immediately. I mean, I'm trying to kind of move away from him. It really didn't work out for me. So yeah, you're in the slipstream, or he in this situation is in the slipstream, and there is really nothing much that you can do here. I mean, he's gonna get closer, he's gonna try to do something. If he doesn't tap you from the back, just trying to give you a little bit more straight line speed. But now this really didn't happen. I kind of compromised my line, but not too much. I mean, I gave him the space, and it was a very fair and defensive, clean fight, I would say, in the end. And it was looking pretty decent for me so far. And I mean, just about 2.5 laps to go. I mean, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. With all of the things that happened in this one, it was very, very interesting. And recently I had a look at this graph, and it says that most of the people that actually watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So if you like my videos, you might even hit the like button, or you might even want to subscribe until I kind of fight this battle through and eventually get the win. So guys, the ones that are subscribed, thank you very much. The ones that are gonna be subscribed, thank you very much, and do consider subscribing. But now I really want to get this first place. I mean, we got 2 more laps. Damien is just about there. I mean, he's really pushing hard in that slipstream. I'm just trying to not get a penalty, not compromise my lines. And it was a very, very good and clean first sector. I lifted a little bit. It wasn't too much, but considering the tires, I mean, I had about 60% of the wear. It was actually a pretty decent one. But now Damien, I know that if he's like 2/10 behind me, he's gonna go for this move. He definitely will go for this move. There is nothing stopping him. And eventually we made a little contact. I almost thought that I was gonna lose the car, but it was nothing too much. I kind of overshot the corner, let's say, and kind of compromised my line. I think that little tap, I don't know what happened in there, but I think I lost my focus, to be honest with you. and Damien taking the lead. We got 1.5 laps to go, and it was, I mean, it was difficult. It was difficult to follow him. I'm just trying to make a move, just trying to kind of do a different line, so maybe I can carry a bit more speed, go for the move in the next corner, but I didn't really get the best line. The car was sliding a little bit too much to eventually go for the move now, and taking a little bit of a wider land. But also I gotta take care of Lev, who is also behind me, P3. He also wants to get in this one, into this fight, and go for that move for P1 or even P2 at this point. But it's close, guys. It's getting very, very close. Damien, 2/10 in front of me. I kind of thought about going for a move here, but realized it wasn't really the smartest idea that I could have ever made. So, not compromising my lines, eventually getting a very, very clean run out of this one. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't quite good enough to go for a move, but Damien tries to cover it down. Almost kind of gives me enough space. He gave me enough space, not gonna lie, but it was just about enough to squeeze myself into this position, and it was almost enough to go for that move. And I went for it, didn't really make it stick because it was just about enough room, but not enough. It was just not enough. So here, Damien now 3/10 in front of me, and I knew that this is the time. So I'm gonna close my gap with the slipstream that I have. I always close my gap to about, I would say maybe a tenth, even less than a tenth, and might potentially go for a move. But usually 2.5 tenths is good enough to do something. But this is like a little bit too far away. He goes down the inside. He needs to cover this place. He definitely needs this win. I also need this win, but I kind of get I would say a decent exit out of this one. It was very, very close. Yeah, I gave him a little tap right there. Didn't really think too much about it. But now what happens is I kind of tried to go, okay, I'm gonna focus on the next corner. I get a very good clean exit, and now this door just opens. He taps the wall to the inside, and I just had to go for it. I just had to go. Even if I crashed, I just had to go for it. But now, once again, I gotta defend at the same time. Everything is open up. I just try to go for the middle of the track, and I think at this point it was the best option that I had. One guy was trying to go on the outside, one on the inside, and I think the middle line was the best that I possibly could have done. And somehow, I kind of defended from all of those moves, and literally in the last lap, there was it. P1, guys. 1956 with all of the fighting that was going on. It was actually a really, really fast race considering everything. And once again, I had to look at this one. So I mean, it was so close. I kind of squeezed myself in there, and wasn't that much space. And, you know, sometimes you have to take the most out of it. Sometimes you really need to use whatever you can. And then I was watching from Lev's view, and he just tried to do his, I mean, not gonna lie, he pulled this one off on the outside of this corner, but now he kind of compromised his line, and there just wasn't enough space to go for it. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, you can always, as I said before, subscribe, like, you might even want to become a member. But once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.